Welcome back to my channel. My name is Kayla and I am the owner of I Could Make That Butt, which is a small business that sells mostly crocheted plushies, but also other small crocheted items. And I'm so glad you're here. In today's video, we have another market recap vlog. Now, I'm doing this intro before actually doing the market, so I'm gonna hope that this energy matches the results that we're going to see in a couple days. So fingers crossed. In today's vlog, we're going to go through the Friday night, which is right now, a process. So in that, I'll be going through inventory, packing my car, and still making things because I did not make nearly as much as I wanted to this week, including I did not make a market prep vlog. I apologize. I will try to be better, but things were a little bit crazy. Then we're also going to focus on the actual market itself. I'm hoping to get some footage. It's because of the 2 days that I will get some decent footage of me selling. It is a little bit hard because I do currently still use my phone for both filming and transactions. So sometimes it's a little hard to film, but we are going to try. And then of course we'll have a recap of how it went at the end of this. So definitely grab your own crochet or hobby project and let's jump into the video. Oh, and if you want to see more like this, definitely hit that subscribe button so that you can see more videos like these. Okay, I'm not sure what that ended up looking like as I edit it, but normally packing my car with that stuff goes a lot smoother than I just made that look. But I generally, the night before a market, I will put in the tables, my tent, and my tent weights. I have all the display stuff in here and all my inventory in here, and that I'll load in the morning. I struggle with one of those tables. It's a 4-foot table. I have 2 6-foot and then 1 4-foot. They usually make like a U shape. And the 4-foot table I have doesn't fold. It doesn't, and it's older and it's like super awkward. Like it's an awkward weight. I don't know how to fully describe it. It's awkward to hold and it never stays up. And so I always have to end up laying it down, which is fine because the other 6-foot tables usually stand up nicely, like within it, and wasn't happening tonight. And I'm pretty sure it's because I was filming it, because normally I don't have that many issues, but that's okay. So next we're going to lay out the inventory. I'm sure everyone's favorite part. So that I can have a better idea. Spoiler, I did kind of do this already last night. And I made a list of what I was hoping to get done today. So basically, I just want to see everything out because I also then want to be able to repack it how I would like to pack it. I would also love to go through some of my display things because what keeps happening is it keeps getting pushed to like the bottom of my list. So I just keep bringing back things that I don't necessarily need. I did weed out some of the stuff, but there's smaller things in there that I would love to take out. Sorry, I had to change angles. But the craft fair for this weekend is about an hour away from my house. And I have to be there to set up between, I think it's 7:45 and 8:15. And it's a 9 o'clock start. So I want to be as close to that 7:45 as possible because I like having like an hour to set up. So I definitely will have to leave here at like, let's see, 6:45 would be an hour, and then I have to get coffee, so that's 6:30. So I won't have that time that I had in my last market where I had like some time in the morning to go through some of like the bags and the display stuff. I also realized when I brought stuff downstairs, I did not order more stickers for bags. So tomorrow, some have stickers, but most are just going to be plain brown bags, and I will add that to my list to do post this market so that I can make sure I have them for the rest of this season. So that's okay, but I'm saying it here so I can remind myself when I'm editing to stop editing and go to Vistaprint and order the stickers, Kayla. So there you go. But anyway, all that being said, we are going to undo this inventory so that we can get started making things. I also already decided, because I'm going to have to fix my square. I have a couple of new items, a couple things I'm not bringing. I like personally to make a category on Square for each of my markets, and I just edit my items to have that category tag of what I'm bringing, just because then I don't have to fully delete the item, but then I can also get to it a little bit easier. I'm sure there's an easier way to do this in Square. I've not figured it out yet, but that's okay. So I think I'm going to do that while I take a dinner break, because as always in these Friday night preps before a market, I am not cooking tonight. I will be Uber eating, because that's just to think about actually having to stop and cook and all of this gives me hives. So, all right, enough rambling. We need to sort this. Let's go. Okay, it is warm again. Love these Friday night heat waves that we keep having. Can't wait till those lessen. So I will be turning on the air soon. But I wanted to go through what I have and kind of my plan for what I want to make tonight. I'm also going to bring a bunch of supplies with me tomorrow to continue to make while I'm there. It's from 9 to 3 tomorrow and then 12 to 4 on Sunday. So it's not a super long market, which is good. It's also a church market, and it's something like their church like fall festival, and it sounds wonderful. They have a lot of different activities, which is great. Generally, with a couple of exceptions, I find churches to be a little bit less crowded than like schools. So I think I'm just telling myself that so I feel better about the state of my inventory. I don't know if I actually believe that, but let's go through what we have. So in this bin that I didn't fully do, I have the bag. I have some of the acrylic items underneath, like the cozies, bandanas, that I'm not sure if I'm going to bring. I might end up bringing just because I don't have a ton. And then all the pumpkins. There are no new pumpkins since the last video because unfortunately they became a lower priority, which kind of sucks. We have the dinosaur. I didn't mind take him out because he didn't really fit on the couch and there's only one of him. Then we have 4 loaf cats. We have 4 birds, 3 turtles, 5 of the regular octos, 3 popping mushrooms, 2 monsters, a cow, a balloon dog, 6 mini octos, 3 whales, 3 whale keychains, a loaf cat keychain, and 3 mini octo keychains, 2 chicken nuggets, the 8 crayons we had before, 8 bees of different varieties, 3 axolotls so far, a hanging ghost car thing that I have to grab from my bag. I made 3 more of these ghosts, so I have to make 1 more and then put 2 more together tonight, which will be good because then I'll have 3 of those, which I feel like is a good number. 3 hanging plants, if they're in shot, that'd be great. And then the new things I made this week that took some time. So I made a bigger like Pooh, Piglet, and Eeyore. They're not bigger, but they're kind of like, they're round. That's what I would call them, is round. And they're completely baby safe, which is wonderful because I definitely need more baby safe items. So that's the haul so far. It could be better, but I already have another large octo basically almost done. I just have to stuff it and close it. I have those ghosts that I can finish, and then I'm focusing on small items. I have my handy dandy notebook, and hang on. Okay, I had to put you down so that I could actually open my notebook, but I made a list last night of what I wanted to make, and I already crossed off. I made when I made it was like at 10:30 at night. So proud that I made this. So that's crossed off, and almost the full purple one. So that was good. I was able to, on some downtime today at work, allegedly, I was able to make those 3 ghosts. They don't take long, so. But what I would love to make tonight is, if you notice, I only have 3 of these popping mushrooms, and they are one of my best sellers. And especially because I'm not bringing stress balls to this market, they are my silent fidget that I offer. So I would like to make at least 4 more of those in pink, light blue, green, and purple. Axolotls, I only was able to make 3 so far this week. That was all like last night. So I'd like to make 3 more. I'd like to make a green one, and then a couple of like currently I've been doing just like the dark to light, same colorway, but I want to do a couple mix and match. So I want to do a purple pink one and a blue yellow one. So like the gills would be the different color. The large octos, I want to finish that purple one. I have a couple more on my list, but those are going to be towards the bottom because with this purple, I will then be up to 6. And those are ones that I can make pretty easily if I'm just sitting at the market. So I'd rather prioritize the mushrooms and the axolotls and some of the tiny stuff like whales. I only have 3 of them, which is crazy. So I have those written, and I want to do more keychain versions. Same with the mini octos. I have 6 mini octos, which is like fine, but not great. And I want to make, and I only have 3 of the keychains. So those are like my like definitely want to tonight. And it's like, I think it's 4:30. So, and I'm going to be up until probably at least midnight. So hopefully these can get done. And then I also, because I'm silly in the head, have, if I have time, I only have 3 tank turtles. That's not great. I should have more. So we'll see. I also, because this is over tomorrow at 3, I will probably get back to town around like 4:30. And I know I have to go to a friend's like birthday dinner, but I'm hoping that afterwards, or I will have some time to also replenish anything that might be like severely low. I have no idea. This is a new market for me, so this is all new. I would love to make more of the Love Kitten keychains. That would be wonderful. The hanging items, probably what I'm saying there. And then I usually have a pink bird to have 5 birds. I understand why I'm not making that a priority, but I would like to complete the set. I forgot to write on here, this will be on my, if I have time. I wanted to make I like a red orange like multicolor cat. That would be cool to make. But all right, we have to stop yapping and get started. So I'll check in a little bit. If I make enough money this weekend, my next purchase is a tripod, because adjusting where things go to put my phone is half the battle of doing these vlogs. But we're checking in. It's about 6:30 right now, so it's been about 2 hours since our last check-in. I finished one of the octos, a popping mushroom, and I'm like 3/4 of the way done with another popping mushroom. My dinner came, so I figured I'd unpack it while debriefing. I usually get the same meal every time before a market. It's from a local hibachi place in our town, and so basically my go-to order, I get sides of things because then like I make the meal. I should have unpacked this before I started talking, my bad. So I get a thing of the hibachi lo mein noodles. I usually shake up first. I put it all in one bowl, and then whatever I don't eat, I put it back in one of these bowls. Convenient. So, a noodle bowl, you can't see any of it. There it is. And then I have white rice, and then I do a side of the hibachi, just the chicken. So that's the bowl I make. It's great. And cheaper than the hibachi meal itself. That I don't eat all those parts of it. So this is how I found was a workaround. Anyway, so because it's 6:30, I think what I've decided is that during this dinner break, I am going to update my square and my inventory spreadsheet for what I know I have going to this market, and honestly probably the predictions of what like I will have tonight, but I'll like finalize that too, just so I have a better idea for numbers. I also need to go through and make any new labels for things like those Winnie the Pooh characters, because I haven't had them. They're going to need a label. We're going to need labels for the ghosts, even though I'm probably going to charge the same amount as I charge for the hanging plants, so that's fine. And then I have to go through, that's why all my inventory is still laid out. I haven't made a tag for the cow because I think the last cow I had at a market I ended up giving for the raffle prize. So I'm gonna do that while I'm eating, because I generally don't crochet while I eat because mess. So we're gonna avoid that. I'll do some of the computer work because that should not take me long to do. And then we'll jump back into the prepping. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to alternate now pot mushrooms and axolotls until like 9 p.m. And then I'm going to switch to do keychains / other small items. We are doing what we can, and we're not going to get upset at ourselves for what we can't accomplish. We can only do so much. And we're going to keep saying that. And I'm going to bring a lot of yarn for tomorrow, because if I'm just sitting around, I can be crocheting and putting out more product. So, yeah. But I'm going to eat. This is how the bowl looks before I like fully mix it. But it's a 10 out of 10 recommendation. Shoot. Just dropping chicken. Got it. And yeah, I will check in soon. Okay, we are doing a 9 o'clock check-in, and I am fading, and I can't fade because we've literally only made like 4 plushies. But it's axolotls and pop mushies, so we're taking a break from that. We're switching over to keychains of octos and whales, and then regular mini octos, the regular whales. I'm going to go through the yarn that's currently next to me, because I generally use Sweet Snuggles Light for that, and that's what I have next to me. And then, I don't know, I also need water. Like, I feel like very thirsty. It's fine. Because, again, I'm gonna pack a bag where I'm just gonna crochet all day tomorrow while I'm there. And then I'll come home. I've said this already, and I'll crochet some more. So it will be okay. Yeah. So I'm gonna get water and then switch over to small things and hopefully feel a little bit better about my progress because those do go faster. It also didn't help. I wanted to make another axolotl in that time since my dinner break. I did finish updating my square and inventory, and then I went to go print labels and my printer's out of ink. So I'm just gonna handwrite. I only had like a couple to print, so I'll just handwrite them tomorrow. It's fine. It's fine. I'm not gonna worry about it. But I was able to do all that admin stuff, which is good. I will probably not get to my display stuff, which is fine. What I have is fine. What I weeded out was what I wanted to, so if it's not perfect for tomorrow, it's okay. I have everything that I need, which is good. And honestly, I just have a little bit more that I probably don't, which is fine. So, LOL. Yeah, but anyway, I wanted to do another axolotl, and I was fighting with that green yarn because it decided to tangle. And I was like, I'm so sorry. I don't have time for this. Sorry. So I've also decided that I'm finishing the hanging ghosts that are in my bag until tomorrow morning, because I only have to make one more ghost. I have to give them all eyes and then just make the cord that goes around it. So I could probably have those all out before the market starts, hopefully, especially because I'm not putting out as much product. Okay, sorry. We're not being self-deprecating. We are very proud that we made all of it. I made all of this with my own 2 hands, and a lot of it was made within the last 3 weeks. So I need to be kinder to myself, but we also could do better. So, all right, that's our 9 a.m. Oh my God. This is our 9 p.m. check-in, and I will hopefully check in again once more before the end of the night. Hello, good morning. Officially, we are in the car. I do apologize for the last clip cutting kind of quickly because when I was loading my car, here's the finished. There it is. Look, I tried to bring out too many bins at once. Classic. And one fell, and it was still dark. As you saw, the sun has now since come up, which is good. Since I was packing my car at 6:15 in the morning. And so I was a little stressed about making sure I had all my pumpkins. So I needed my phone for my flashlight. It was a whole thing. It was a whole thing. So, but we're packed, we're ready. I'm actually leaving a little bit later than I originally thought because I redid the math and I didn't need to leave at 6:30. So it's 6:50. So yeah, that was on me of just being paranoid, but I'm also sorry that I did not check in last night again. I was able to make, I think I made 6 or 7 small things, including keychains. I'll show when I set up what I have, but I realized I thought I had another pack of 8mm eyes, which are the eyes that I use for my keychains, the mini octos, the whales, so many things. And I don't. So I legitimately have 4 pairs of eyes left, which is great because I need 2 of those pairs. 2, 3. Oh shoot, I need 3 of those pairs for the ghosts to finish those because they get eyes. I can embroider them. We might embroider them, but still. Yeah. So I placed that order this morning to Amazon for 2 packs, and they should be here tomorrow. So probably right after the market's done, but that's fine because I certainly need them for moving forward. But I have a bag of yarn. This whole bag is legitimately full of yarn, and then there's some safety eyes. My stuffing's not even in there. My stuffing is that plastic bag that's like right there. So I brought an insane amount of yarn, and then I also have some like in my regular bag too. So okay, we're gonna go because I need coffee and we need to get there. So I will see you there. Oh, I forgot, I wanted to go over a couple goals really quick, just so that I have it documented here before we actually start today. So the booth fee for this market for the 2 days was $30, which is very low and wonderful, especially because it's the first time I'm going to do this market, and I'm also traveling about like just under an hour to get there, so for one way. So the fact that the booth fee was low was actually better. So our goal for this market, as always, is to make back our table fee, and then I'm also going to include gas in this one just because it's so far. So I'm putting like a $20 budget. So our goal is to make $50. Our big reach goal is to make $500. So we will see where we fall within that. But yeah, so for real, now we're going. Okay, I know I'm crooked, but we're gonna do a check-in and we're gonna hope that you can hear me. But we're set up. I put in the clips there. I'm making a couple more of the ghost things. I'm dropping bags. I think 50 is gonna be a lofty goal, but we'll see. Hay rides are supposed to start soon, so that should bring in some kids, which is generally my demographic, so we'll see, but we'll check in soon. So far, we've had one sale, and it was my cousin because I sent her a picture of my booth and she Venmo'd me for one of the plushies. So, no actual sales here, but we'll see. We're about 40 minutes in. Checking in again. It is a very nice day, so that's good. We've made 2 sales, but they've both had multiple items in the sales, so that's good. We are over our $50 goal, which is great. We've made back the booth fee. But yeah, it's a weird day, but it's now 11, I want to say. So 4 more hours. We'll see. I'm making another hot pink octo because I literally put out one that I had just made, and that is one of the things that sold. So, and I have exactly 2 pairs of safety eyes left that are this size. So if I make more, I'm gonna have to start embroidering eyes. So that's okay. But I'll check in again soon. Checking in again. Oh, jeez. I really hope the audio picks up in this, but we'll see. It's 12:35, so we've just over 2 hours left for day 1. I'm almost done making another popping mushroom, and we've had no sales since I last checked in, so yeah. And also, like, there's like a weird amount of bugs and wind. The wind is kind of crazy, as you can see. Just making sure nothing blew away. All right, I'll maybe check in again. We'll see. Alright, we have about 40 minutes left and I'm currently making a loaf cap. This is one that sold, so I have the yarn, so I'm gonna make it again. Also because, oh shoot, something's on my face. Also because this is the only one that's like brown that I have left. Everything else is like a gray or a black, so yeah. We got another sale with a couple different items, so that was good. And I really have to pee, so I'm gonna have to do that before I leave because it's a long drive back. Yeah. Alright, I'll take footage at the end of what's left for day one, and then I'll probably do a breakdown when we get back into my town. So it's probably the last check-in for now. Alright, I'm gonna start by apologizing how I look because I went to dinner for my friend's birthday like I said I was going to, and then got home, realized while in the shower I never did a day one recap, so finished that and then set this up so that I can do a day one recap. So my hair is soaking wet and I'm wearing a math shirt that you don't need to care about. But day one, as you saw in those clips that hopefully the volume's good for, I'll find out. You might have also noticed there was no footage of the setup or what was left before breakdown. And that was because we ended up having to start to break down about 20 minutes before the actual end was supposed to be. This was supposed to go till 3, so around 2:40. So for most of the day there was this really like sneaky wind where it didn't feel windy, like, and there were like big trees around us and like they weren't like moving like crazily like how trees do in wind. It's late, I'm sorry, I don't know fully what I'm saying, but yeah, it's currently 10:20 and I'm doing this recap, and I've been up since 5. But anyway, so the outside did not appear to be what you would stereotypically think of as windy. However, there were random gusts of wind that came out of nowhere and almost came like up. And so sometimes it would affect your tent and your product, and sometimes it would just affect like the leaves on the ground. It was very strange. I have tent weights. I probably need to get another set. I only have, I think it's a total of like 30 pounds like all around. I think each weight is 7.5 pounds. So I think I have one more outside market this season before things turn to inside, but I don't think it's a bad thing to get extra weights, just because it's a bit more of a peace of mind. I will say that this tent, since getting the new tent, I don't worry about wind as much as with my old one. My old one would have been gone like within that first gust of wind. But then I kept also like product kept falling because my product's on the lighter side, and especially small things, like I have to completely like probably put aside a whale and a turtle and see if I can clean them because they happen to be like near dirt and they like immediately got dirty. And I like tried brushing it off and I tried doing all the things that I could do just at my booth. So I will see if I can get them cleaner so that I can actually put them out for another market, but I don't know. Yeah, so that was kind of a bummer. So anyway, very long story to say that it just kept getting like worse and like more frequent, like these like random gusts, and especially around like that like 2 o'clock time. And by 2:30 there really wasn't anyone like coming by, and then like at like 2:40 like a huge gust came through. A guy almost lost his tent, like stuff went flying everywhere on all of our things. And so the coordinator was like, I think it's time to pack up. So because of all that, and because of the random wind that was happening the last like couple of hours, I had changed my setup a lot. It didn't look great, like if I was gonna pan, and I also just like immediately started cleaning up. So I will get footage tomorrow when I set back up. You're going to notice it doesn't look terribly different from the footage from the beginning of the market today. And that's because we're going to go into the recap of what sold. So my first sale happened technically right at the start of the market because I sent pictures to my cousin and my sister, and my cousin wanted the Eeyore, and she like immediately Venmo'd me for him. And so I told her, I was like, I'm gonna leave it out for the day because I had no idea like what traffic was gonna be, and I felt so underprepared with inventory that I was like, I promise I will make you a fresh one, like if this one sells, but I'm gonna put him out. Spoiler, he didn't sell to anyone else, so I'm not gonna put him out tomorrow. That will officially be hers. So that was my first sale for the day. Then my next sale happened at 9:58. It was to this family that saw the cats, and like I guess the mom's brother really likes cats, so her girls picked one out for him, and then because they were so kind, their mom said you can pick one of the $5 things each. So they left with 2 mini octo and the loaf cat. So that was my first sale. My second sale happened at 10:45, and that was a tank turtle, a whale, and a mini octo. A grandmother was getting them for her grandkids, or I think they might have even been her great grandkids. But so that was that sale. And then I did not get another sale, my last sale, until 2 o'clock. And that was for a popping mushroom, a regular size octo, and a small pumpkin. So that brings the grand total of 10 items sold for the one day of 6 hours, and my total for the first day was $97. So, woo! It's okay. Like I said, the booth fee itself was $30. I was budgeting about $20 for gas, so I have made back that money. We will see how tomorrow goes. I will say the three, like, because I'm really counting like the 3 sales as like the main ones that I made today, because I do love that my cousin bought something from me, but it wasn't technically like at the market. So without that purchase, it was $82 for today. And I will say that for those 3 orders, each order had 3 items in it. So that's great, because usually on average, someone's only buying like 1 thing, maybe 2. So the fact that all 3 bought 3 things is pretty solid. We'll see for tomorrow, because it's starting right after their church service gets out. So in theory, there will be more people. I don't know how many people, and it's until 4, which does feel a little long. So I am low-key hoping we get to end a little early again. Obviously, I've said it before in videos, it's a pet peeve of mine for people who do pack up early, because I feel like it's a disrespect thing for the coordinator. But if the coordinator says, hey, we're done, I'm not gonna fight packing up early, because it's still like a 45 to 50 minute drive, and I have to get ready for work the next day. So, you know. I will say I was also successful in making some things today. I put out 3 mini octos that I was able to make. I finished the 2 of the hanging ghosts, so I ended up with 3 hanging ghosts for the car mirror. I officially used up all of my 8mm eyes while doing all of that. So I'm supposed to get the new ones tomorrow. They definitely won't come before I leave, but that's fine. I made a popping mushroom, and I'm almost done with the cat you saw in that last clip. So, you know, I definitely could have pushed to make more while I was there, because there were some pretty extended lulls of time, but because I wasn't selling a ton, I didn't feel motivated to keep making. And I've been prepping what feels like for so long for this, even though I don't know, my product doesn't appear to match how much I feel like I've been prepping. I was kind of also fine with the break. And tomorrow I'll kind of play it by ear again. I'll bring that big bag of yarn again. It's behind me right now. Because I had plans to make some more stuff tonight, like turtles. But I don't know. I don't think it's gonna happen. It's 10:30. I do have to stay up again for my cousin to get home, but I kind of might just try and get this cat done and not really worry about prepping too much else. I get really rambly at 10:30 at night. Oh, look at this. It's gonna be fun to edit. But yeah, so I will do the official breakdown of everything after tomorrow's sales, and I will do the whole will I do this one again and all of that jazz, and anything that I've learned or anything else of note. All right, I will see you in the morning for day 2 of this market, and we'll see what clips we can get from that. See you then. Okay, we're back for day 2. Did I test yesterday, or did I look at yesterday's videos to see if the audio came through? No. Am I doing the same thing again today? Yeah. I am putting on my list for Amazon one of the lavalier mics that I can directly talk into, so maybe having more consistent audio is in my future. Imagine that. We are about an hour in to day 2, and I want to talk quieter than normal because it is deader than normal. But we sold one pumpkin, so maybe I'll check in soon. We'll see. We have about an hour left, and we've sold 3 bees since I last checked in. So, kind of hoping we end early, but we'll see. My hair is just doing great things right now. Hello. It is now Tuesday after the market, and we're going to do kind of a final recap of everything. I was able to get a couple of clips there on the second day also, not as many as the first day, but we'll kind of go through. I'll recap a little bit of the setup of the second day and then just kind of overall vibes. So I'm trying to remember where I last left us. So I might be cutting out things that I repeat. But so on Sunday, we could get there for 11, and the festival started again at noon. and it was going to run from noon to 4. So that was the plan. So I left my house probably around like 10:10 to get out there. Their church service was ending. They probably ended around like that 11 o'clock time. But I understood why we couldn't be there like for when church was done, because of when we would have had to get there to set up. Everyone would have been arriving. It would have been a mess. I get it. But it was kind of weird because then we had like people like leaving and being like, oh, what's this? Like kind of vibe, but it was fine. So my setup actually went a lot quicker on Sunday than it did on Saturday, probably because I had just done it. Also, my tent didn't give me any issues. My tent, honestly, I cannot recommend enough, if you're going to spend money on something, like a decent amount of money on something that, and because you're planning on doing a lot of, especially outside markets that require a tent, investing in a tent that you can put up yourself if you are by yourself, or just one that like is more wind resistant, I can't recommend it enough. I had a crappy tent the first like 5 years that I did this, with my old stuff that I sold and then the start of the crochet stuff that I was selling, and that thing broke. And every market that I did, I was praying that it was going to hold on, because it definitely lasted longer than it should have. This one, I think I spent, I want to say like $120 on it, and I had gotten it from Home Depot. And I was not worried about it moving. It was so easy to set up and take down, and especially because usually I'm by myself at these things. So it alleviates one piece of that stress that sometimes happens when you are doing these markets. So I cannot recommend getting a decent tent enough. So anyway, so I set everything up. I was ready to go probably by like 11:45. I brought some more stuff to make. You had seen my yarn bag from the night before, and so I had that with me again. I was going to finish the cat that I've been working on, which I did. And then I think, what else did I make while I was there? And the other thing I worked on was the bag. I wanted to finish it. I had basically the strap to go. And so I kind of just leisurely worked on that for the rest of the festival, because honestly, I wasn't like super motivated to do more than that, because my stuff, spoiler, was not selling at a rate where I felt like I needed to like constantly restock. So that worked out. It still showed people that I am the person that crochets, but I didn't necessarily have to have like a bunch of yarn out around me. I just had a ball and the bag, so that was good. But anyway, so we ended up packing up at like 3:30 we started, 3:30, 3:40, because it was pretty dead. And so I ended up driving out like completely done. Everything was back in my car by like 4:15. So that was good, because I still had like a 45-minute drive back home, and then I wanted to get ready for this week of regular work. So all in all, the timing worked out fine. But let's get into stats, numbers, all the things that you're probably here for. So on Saturday, I did a total of 4 sales. I think I said that in my clip from the night after, but in case I didn't, 4 sales. The first one was to my cousin, because I had texted a picture or pictures of my setup, and she saw that I had the Baby Safe Eeyore and she wanted it, so she Venmo'd me $15. So that was my first sale. Then I got 3 in-person sales there during the 6 hours I was there, because I was there from 9 to 3. So the first was a loaf cat and 2 mini octos. The second was a mini octo, a whale, and a turtle. And the third was a pumpkin, I think a small pumpkin, a popping mushroom, and a regular size octo. So 10 items were sold that first day over the 6 hours. Not my best. Also not my worst. If you've been here since like last year, which God bless if you have, because those videos were rough. These videos are only getting slightly better. But I had one market that was an Oktoberfest that was not great at all, and I sold 3 things the whole time, and it just was not a good time. So, 10 things, I can't complain. And Sunday I made, I think, 3 sales. The first one was a pumpkin, a regular size pumpkin. The second one I sold 2 bees. The third one I sold 1 bee. Oh, and I lied. I had a 4th sale. The bees, it was one after the other, so that kind of went all in my brain. The 4th sale I made, I sold 2 turtles. So all in all, I think that's 16 items, if I did my math correctly. So all in all, that's 16 items that I sold over the 2 days. So definitely lower than my last market. But all in all, the total was $170 of gross income. And then this table for the 2 days was $30. So considerably cheaper than anything else that I have on my plan. I did budget $20 for gas, which I ended up upping to $30 just because I didn't do the math right in my head. So we were down about $60 going in. So we'll say that our take-home profit was about $110. So not terrible. I am grateful and thankful for when I make anything. I so appreciate people buying my stuff and all the compliments that were given, and I gave out a bunch of cards, and the people were very nice there. So I had a positive experience at this festival. However, it is far. It's like in traffic, it's like an hour away. And I don't fully know if just with my experience, I feel like it would be a very similar experience next year, if it's worth it to do this one next year, which is fine. That's why we do markets, is to try and see what works and what doesn't. There was a big 2-day market or 2-day celebration in my town this past weekend, that I was really on the fence about doing, just because I wasn't afraid I was going to have enough inventory. And honestly, with what I had, I definitely wouldn't have. But I had my cousin kind of stalk out the situation for me, and she said, I definitely think it's worth it. So that's what I might look into for next year at this time. So we have plans. It's fine. It's all good. All right, so that's going to do it for today's video. I really hope you enjoyed seeing some of the behind the scenes of doing a market, especially in terms of crochet. If you have any questions about anything in this video, whether it be product, pattern, just procedure of how I did things, definitely leave a comment down below and I will do my best to get to it. We are solidly, like I said in my last market recap video, solidly in market season. We have another one in just under 2 weeks, and then it's 2 weeks after that, and then it's a few weeks, and then one immediately after. So, and I think while I was at this market this weekend and I had some time to think things through, I think what I might also do is potentially prepare a plushie drop for at the end of my official market season, to kind of open that up on my website so that there's already stuff there now definitely you can go to my website. If anything you saw looked cute, some stuff's up there. But like the majority, like a lot more of my stuff that I offer, I might do as a drop for the holidays, so that if you want to buy anyone a present or yourself, it will be available for like 2 weeks so that I can make sure it gets to everyone. So that's kind of like percolating in my brain also. But thank you again for watching. If you want to see more of my content, definitely hit subscribe, hit that like button. It helps out a ton for others to see this too. If you want to follow me on social media, I am on TikTok and Instagram at I Could Make That Butt. I would love to have you over there as well. My website is in the bio, like I said. And thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!